Hello again. I haven't been exactly active on YouTube for a while because I guess there was not much to say. But I sat a Vipassana course I finished 3 weeks ago, and since then a lot has been changing in life, I guess, for the better. I've had to say no to a lot of things that don't serve me anymore. And yeah, life's been very productive and active. So, this is just a thought that I guess has been lingering for a while. I guess it speaks about the comparison between the who I was in high school and who I've become. One thing that I want people to, I guess, know that's really kind of helped me is that we're meant to change, and I think everyone's going through change right now. I mean, at least people from school, it's like, those 2 years after school finishes, everyone starts doing their own thing, and I think as you start uni and you start going your own path, you realize that there's so many people that don't meet you in between anymore because you're going on, you're following your passion. They're doing what they're doing, they're following their passion, and it's meant to link. And I think a lot of people were bind only because of school, which doesn't mean that they're bind and they're meant to be continuously friends. I think that's the way of life. But I realized that during school I had so many different friends, like people here, people there, people there, people there, people there, and I was constantly going to like parties, to movies, I was never home. I was always like doing things and like likes on Instagram. I was like counting likes and all this stuff, and yeah, I had a very different life. And now I feel I still see a lot of people, but they're more concise. I see specific people that meet, I guess, what I'm interested in right now. With I connect like more deeply with the people I do see. I spend a lot of time at home with family. Like I spend like 80% of my life with family. Go to the beach with my mom in the morning, meet my dad and mom at coffee, and then one of them will drop me at the train station and pick me up from the train station, and then dinner, and then like it used to be me always trying to escape from my family. They were still probably doing the same things for me, but it was like I never had the quality of time with them that I do now, and like actually love their company. And so that's kind of what I want to speak about. Like there's two different me's, I guess. There's many different, but there's two different lifestyles I've really experienced, which is me more, I guess, introverted in a way, with family and doing my own thing. And then there's a side of me that was hating home and like always with different people and jumping around and never at home, and more social and more likes and more I guess, yeah, but not less connection. So what changed that? Good question. A lot of things, but one of the main things that really caused change is when I sat the 10-day silent meditation course in 2016 in India. And I remember on day 6 of that, it's 10 days silent, and you give in your phone and you give in everything, and you meditate for 10 days, and it takes you on a journey from your conscious to your unconscious, where you really look at what's going on underneath everything. And I remember on day 7 or day 6, 7, 8, I started having flashbacks of my mum and I being friends, and just like our connection when I was maybe 4. And I remember just from that moment crying my eyes out. Like I remember after the meditation ended, like it's a very visual experience for me, at least, where I was sitting there and I was getting all these memories just pass by, and I just remember, like, sitting on my mom's lap, my mom feeding me Mandarin, and me just like so happy and so like childlike and so loving and so innocent, and just like this relationship I had with my whole family and my mom especially. And I just remember this like love that I had for her. And I remember leaving that, and I ran out to the outskirts of the course, where like as far as you can go, the boundary, and I curled up in a ball, sobbing my eyes out. And I was just like, what changed? Like, why? I was like, I hate that I can't be happy at home. Like, I hate that I feel anger whenever they say something to me. Like, I had this anger towards my whole family. Like, even like it extended. Like, and it wasn't their fault. It was just me constantly feeling angry when they tried to care for me. If they said like, do this or do that or eat this, and I was constantly just building up anger and anger and anger. And like, I would hide that when I was with friends, and I was always with friends because I was escaping from dealing with that uncomfortable feeling. So it was escapism to see so many different people. But I just didn't understand. I was like, I just want my mom to be happy. I just want my family to be happy. I just want them to be happy. That's all I want. And I was so sad because I was like, why am I causing them misery by reacting that way? Like, I remember in year 11, I threw a massive party, and I'd like throw parties, which was fun, I guess, but I'd throw 200 people without telling my parents, and the police would show up, and I remember my parents like getting angry at me, and I was like swearing at them and swearing, like being like, go die, and like saying really horrible things. And I remember at the end of all these parties, I'd probably be in my bed crying, being like, I hate myself, and I'd get angry, and I would be like scratching my arms, and like I even tried to get scissors and like hit my arm until something happened. And I remember like running to cliffs every week, being like, I want to die. I was trying to escape, and I remember some friends know this. They remember me, especially one of my ex-boyfriends. Or partners. I remember there'd be sometimes I get so socially anxious at parties, and this would come out of me when I was within a relationship, when I felt like I could kind of be open about it, or at least try and be open about it. But I remember running to the end of what it was in Vaucluse, one of those cliffs, and just be screeching, crying, being like, I want to jump. But I really just wanted attention. Yeah, I was begging for something, I don't know. But I just remember being miserable. There was obviously some happy moments here and there, but I was just like, there was this anger in me, and there was these feelings that I just wanted help. But no one could help me because it's literally all me that could help myself. But God, I feel bad for people because we're not sometimes, like, you know, when you're in those situations, like, you just want to die, or you just want to go, or you just want something to happen so things can be better. And you're trapped, and you're stagnant, and you're stuck, and we're not taught a way out of it. Yeah, so I have a lot of empathy and sadness towards people, most of society today, who are suffering and don't know what to do. So yeah, that's part of my background, I guess. I get all these really bad notifications pop up. Some hack on my computer. But yeah, so so when I was in that moment in Vipassana, throw back, throw forward, whatever. I just remember, yeah, I was crying for the first time, realizing like all I've wanted was to be close with my family. And I didn't want to have this anger towards them. I wanted to be friends with them. I wanted to love them. I wanted to look after them and spend time with them. That's all I wanted. And anyways, I tried to do that when I got home the first time after India, but I still didn't have inner peace, and I still kept reacting, and I turned into that me, I guess, I was before, where I just get angry at my mom, and it made me the most miserable person because I didn't want anger towards my mom. I didn't want to have that feeling whenever she tried to care for me. And then I guess as last year went on, I was in Melbourne for 9 months, which was, I guess, a bit of escapism. And then I found myself back in Vipassana in Israel, and I spent a month there, and I overcome a lot of anger. And I also made a commitment to myself to practice meditation 2 hours a day, to commit to not reacting, like, not reacting doesn't mean not feeling, but it's being always aware that like when someone tried to care for me, I'd get this anger on my chest bulge up, and like it would maybe be like, shut up and like stop. um but I just committed to not to feeling it, but realizing I don't have to respond to it. So I'd get, say, anger or anxiety in my stomach, or um yeah. So I yeah. And for about the first 3 months, I just got back in March, but the first 3 months that I was here, I was constantly just feeling these sensations that I'm so used to feeling around people who care about me, and I didn't react to them, and now they're not there anymore. I feel like I'm just, yes, and now I'm always at home. I'm always with family. Well, like with my dad, I'm always like in the junction. I'll do anything kind of extra to be with family. And I realized that by the end of it, I spend much more time with family and a lot less time with, I guess, the friends I used to hang out with, because I don't know. I still don't have a reason why, but that's something I've realized, and I'm just happy to just be around them and be in their company. And I speak to so many people who don't get on with their family, and um, yeah, and it's just different because then it makes me aware of how I find it easy to be with them now, and I never was like that at all. So I guess I've become more introverted externally with people and more with family. So yeah, I just felt like it's important to share that, and also that I guess it was the moment, I guess, yeah, where I realized that all I actually wanted at the end of the day was to get on with them, and that changed everything, really. Um, and now I feel like I've created some sort of base, good foundation, and